Right, welcome back to Venture 82. First video of 2023. Still getting used to that. We're back here by the airport to redo the 3 curiosities St. Peter's that I still don't understand what the hell happened to that video. But I'm redoing it for you anyway, like I said I would. So, the first place you are here, this is actually Rudoland, not that you would know it now. Rudoland, as you know, is actually further up there, which we're going to look at in a minute. And it went off down this gravel path down this way here. There's also another hidden gem around this area, which I think is the most interesting of the 3 things. But we'll look at that one in a minute. But first what we'll do is we'll go look up this end at the current Rudoland and see where this missing road has gone. And then this way, and then we'll come back up here. We'll look up the gravel end and we'll see where it used to, where the road used to finish. And then we'll move on to the next section of the 3 curiosities we have for you today. Just as we're walking down to what you know as Rudoland, anybody think this plane's actually been in the air in the last, I don't know, decade? It's, say worse for wear doesn't cover it. I'm pretty sure that's not airworthy. I don't know how long that's even been there. Right, anyway, we'll go up the other end of the road anyway. Right, so this is the first bit of Rudoland, and before you go, actually, it's not Rudoland, it's a blooming dead end. You're right, and you're wrong. Let me explain. This is where you come in off the main road now, which is, I think the road's called Reign de Rue Elizabeth II or something like that. Someone somewhere at the bottom will know the full and proper name for the road. I don't know that bit. However, what I can tell is if you look the other side of this grass mound that's behind me, you can see this piece here. And that wasn't built just so you can get to the house on the end. That's not why that's there. Why that's there is because the road used to be straight. So if you look at the current road where it is now, it went straight through where that bank of grass is. That was added later, and it came straight down here, all the way through the grass around here that's next to Erica, and straight down towards that gravel area and along these houses as the road goes now. So why does this road not exist anymore? Very simple, the airport over there. When they decided to build the airport in I think it was 1935, I'll double check the date and put it at the bottom if I'm wrong, which was completed in 1937, they had to look at health and safety issues, although not quite as bad as they do these days. And one of the issues was they had a road right next door to what was at that time the runway, and that wasn't safe. So consequently, from where that bank is there all the way down of Rudoland, it had to go. They couldn't demolish the houses because the people who had them at the time wouldn't sell them. Since then the original houses have been demolished, they've been rebuilt, as is the case in a lot of places these days. But yeah, Rudoland used to go from what section you have now all the way down here, and it connected to Rue de Vines, which is what's at the other end of the gravel section of the road, which we'll go and have a look at in a minute. But yeah, this was originally the main road. This road was added so the traffic flow could continue once they removed this road. If this road hadn't have been altered, this section of road here that goes up to the airport roundabout now would not exist. So that's one of the little curiosities and gems that I've unearthed about St. Peter's. Not quite big enough to make a video, none of these 3 are. But that's the first one. We'll go have a look at where this used to come out on Rue de Vines. And then we'll move on to the second one, which is also in this area. Right, so here we are in the gravel section of what used to be Rudoland, which interestingly is lined by sleepers. Wonder if those sleepers are from the German narrow gauge line that ran near here. Anyway, you can see now how close this would have been to the road if the road had still been here. This is why the road had to go. It just would have been too dangerous if something gone wrong, if a plane hadn't taken off on time or missed the runway, would have been straight into the road, and the states of Jersey weren't going to have that, so the road had to go. Unfortunately, the road had to go. As we come around the corner here, you can probably hear that noise. It's somebody off in their private jet there. Look at that. There you go, look. Wonder how much it costs to fuel that thing. Right. He's off. Right. So anyway, this is the route the road used to take. As you can see, there's not an awful lot down here. It's literally just the airport. Nice view across here though, because if you look just over here, you can see St. Peter's Church. That's shows you how close it is to the village actually. There's a couple of bits down, there's another road down there that's been cut off. So actually, maybe I'll show you that one in another video, because that's quite cool actually. That's got the remnants of a house. So yeah, we'll see if we do that one. That might be a good one to do actually. If this is as interesting, or if you guys find this as interesting as I do, it may lead to a series just on Jersey Airport, the airport, and things that have changed around it because it's here. If you think that's an interesting idea, do let me know. Right, because it's just not fun watching me walk down a gravel path anyway, I'll stop for now. When we get to the other end where it meets Rue de Vines, I'll put the camera back on. Right, so we're at the other end where the path meets Rue de Vines. Now the path continues on. As you can see, it curves around here and goes off up that way and takes people around in St. Peter's village. But Rudoland ended here. This is Rue de Vines. You can see here where they've put like a locked double kind of gate feature on there. That's been there for some time. I think that one's actually not the first one. I think the first one was replaced. It didn't originally have a gate on it when they closed it, but some people weren't too keen on having their road removed, so they carried on using it even though it wasn't a road anymore, which is why they put this barricade on it to stop people driving down it, and then bollards at the other end. It was a gate, I believe, at one point, but it's now bollards. But this is it. That's the end of the road as far as Rudoland is concerned, and obviously the end of the road, the current Rudoland is quite a way before that. But that brings us to the end of this specific curiosity, so on to the second one. Right, so curiosity number 2 doesn't only apply to St. Peter's, but it's the St. Peter's one that piqued my curiosity, which is how I found out. And it's just behind me here, it's this. Now I don't know if you guys walk down here regularly, but at the end of where our lost road becomes a gravel path, there's this stone. It says Clos de Poivre. Now I was like, what the heck is Clos de Poivre? So I looked into this, and it turns out there's a lady. Now if I'll write her name at the bottom in case I pronounce it wrong, but as far as I'm aware we pronounce it Jeanne Gruchy, who in 1843 put a clause in her will where she left a piece of land in each of the 12 parishes to be housing for the poor after she died. So what she did is she left X amount of money. I think it's £725 they say she left to each parish to buy a section of, to pay for this section of land in each parish, so poor people could build housing on it, so they had somewhere to live. She died in 1848, in January of 1848. So of course this money was then split up, given to the different parishes. And this is all that remains of the land that she left for St. Peter's, which that one specifically made an annual income, I think it was just over £300 the first year that the poor were able to live on it. So it did actually benefit the parish as well, because they got some money out of it as well, because the people living on there were paying them similar to what you would have like rates now for a house. But it gave the poor somewhere to live, which they didn't have necessarily before the lady died, which I think is quite an unheard of thing in that time, because most people then weren't thinking of the poor in that way. But yeah, keep an eye out next time you're walking your dog in any of the 12 parishes. You ever see a stone that says Clos de Poivre on it, now you know what it's for and what it was. Oh yeah, curiosity number 3, this way. Right, so we're at the other side of the airport now, and this unassuming gravel path is our missing road. It's called Rudoland. This wind is up, you're going to be testing the wind muffleability of this microphone. But the road was called Rudoland. Relatively recent removal, because part of it still existed up until I think about 2018, 2019, when it was removed from the almanac and consequently removed by the states in its entirety. There is still clues that it was there that close. That's not that long ago, which I'll show you at the other end. But for now, let's go and walk up that way, and hopefully Erica will forgive me for bringing her out in this cold weather to do this video. But I'm thinking it might take maybe bribery and a hot cup of coffee. Anyway, we'll go this way. Right, we're really testing the microphone now with this wind resistance. I hope you can still hear me. Right, anyway, we're at the end of what used to be Rue Rose. This is the only bit of tarmac left. But you can tell it's a recent removal of the road, because if you come along here, you can see there the yellow line is still on the edge of the road where you used to have to wait to turn on, and you can very faintly see the remnants of the no entry sign, so people didn't drive up it the wrong way because it was a one-way road. But removed in its entirety, like I say, not that long ago, because of these gates here. It was just too dangerous and not a chance that the airport was willing to take. But whilst we're here, I'd be amiss if I didn't show you this monument here. Not sure what this one's in for. I have looked it up, but I can't find anything. It says on there, look, I'll show you at the top of the crucifix. It says, I don't know if you can see that, it says to the glory of God. And at the bottom, it's got the St. Peter's crest, and then it's got AD 2000 St. Peter. So I'm guessing maybe a monument to mark the year 2000 or something for St. Peter's. I'm not too sure what that's for, but it is pretty cool. Right, we're going to go back up this way. As you can see, Erica's already run away because it's cold, and she's trying not to shiver. But yeah, next time you're driving down Rue de l'Église, coming down here, or even better if you're coming back up, look here and you'll see the yellow line. Yep, that used to be Rue Rose. There even used to be a few houses along here. They're gone as well. They've been completely demolished. But that's the third of the 3 curiosities for St. Peter's. So we'll go back to the other end. We'll do an end video for you again, and I'll let you know what's in the next video, because there's one other thing I want to do around St. Peter's. It's not a massively long video, it's actually quite a short one, but I think another one that's worth doing. So I'll be doing that one for you today, but that'll be a separate video to come out for you. And probably the end of this month, beginning of February, I'll do a second update video for you. I'll turn this around for a minute. Yeah, so end of this month, beginning of February, I'll do a second update video for you, just to let you know what we're going to be doing this year. Some of the things I've got in the pipeline, some things haven't been finalised yet, so hopefully they'll be okay. And got a couple of Off Island videos I'll be filming for you in July, so I hope you enjoy those as well. Those will be especially interesting to the people who like their German history, kind of Nazi Second World War era. But for now, we'll get down the other end. We'll do our end. We'll do a nice end video for you, and then that will be the end of this one for you. Right, so that's it for this video. Like I said, on the way back down, I'll be doing an update video letting you know what's going on over the next, probably going into the summer, so probably a good 5-6 months. So from Erica, who's trying very hard not to chip behind the camera and shake the camera, Blade, who's trying to hide out of frame because he's freezing his fingers off, and me, who's absolutely mad enough to drag them both out here to do this in the freezing cold. I'll see you next time. So, you actually enjoying the cold, you two?
No, it's freezing. It wouldn't be so. It's not cold until the wind comes, and then whoosh, and I look like.
Yeah, well, at least you've got more hair than me. I just get a frozen head.
Yeah, well.
Rude. Right. Anyway, back to what we're meant to be doing.